Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.
Southeast Radio.
Good morning, I'm Karl Fitzpatrick and welcome to Business Matters. Coming up on this morning's show, why Rosslare Europort is top of the agenda for the new president of Wexford Chamber, the device which will enable hospitals to track their patients, and exciting investable sectors to watch out for in 2019. Now let's get to the first item on this morning's agenda. Last month, Graham Scallan was elected as the new president of Wexford Chamber of Commerce. Graham, before we discuss your new role, since you last joined me on Business Matters, you've sold Scallan's food service to the Meehan Family Food Group in Dublin. But what prompted you to sell the family business?
Yes, Karl. So the business, Scallan's Food Service, has operated for 40 years in the county of Wexford. It has very strong roots in Wexford. But like most sectors at the minute, that's one of them sectors that has been dominated by some of the larger players, the likes of Palace, Meehan and Musgrave. We had identified that there's businesses of our size that were being acquired by them larger companies. So we felt it was the right time to do that from a staff point of view, from a customer point of view, and from a business point of view. So, Karl, look, it became, I suppose, an exciting time, really, for it to happen, to see that Scallan's as a family business was going to go on and grow in a name as a brand, to see the staff grow within the business. As we know, Karl, a business don't grow, it's the staff within it that grow. Since takeover in that business, staff numbers have grown, the facility has grown, the service offering to our customers has grown, and that really is good all around, Karl, and it's a good news story that we're delivering. It was very important for us when we were going through that stage, Karl, that we made sure that this business was going to stay in the heart of Wexford Town. I'm very glad and thankful to the Meehan Group that has happened since takeover.
So Graham, after the acquisition was completed in April of last year, you went on to take on the role of Commercial Director at a national level with the Meehan Family Food Group. What does this role entail?
Yes, Karl, back in the acquisition period, I was very impressed by the CEO by the name of Richard Meehan. Richard comes with a lot of experience coming from many years in Lidl, where he gained extreme knowledge that he's now using in the food service business. Richard is a very energetic, dynamic guy, and I feel I have some very similar values to Richard. So we got on very quickly with one another, and Richard then asked me to come on board from a national level, Karl, to be involved in the Meehan Family Food Group. Karl, I suppose, like sitting on, as you know, you sit on many boards yourself, sitting on a board within a business, it means you wear many different hats. Considering the company has grown and it continues to grow and has grown quickly, we need to change our procedures as we go along. We recently put in a whole new procurement procedure. So that's taken quite a long time to get that going with multiple locations that we have around Ireland. Some of the other day-to-day things you're going on with, Karl, is you're trying to improve process, making things very lean, and also looking at further acquisitions that are available in the market at the minute.
And I do know that Richard Meehan has very ambitious plans for the group, doesn't he?
He do, Karl. I suppose when Richard took over the original Dublin food sales business, it was turning about 6 million. As a group now, we're turning 17 million, and the plan is to have that at 30 million by 2020. Very ambitious, but Karl, with the approach and the way we are going about that, we will get there, and I believe wholeheartedly we will get there.
Now, last month, you were elected as the new president of Wexford Chamber of Commerce. But what did this mean to you?
For me, Karl, personally, it was a very good achievement for me, number one. And number two was I feel very proud by it because I'm a Wexford man. I'm born and bred in Wexford, 40 years here, 25 of them nearly in business now, Karl. I left school very young. I was very familiar with the Chamber because I've been attending events for many, many years, but for the last 5 years, I sat as a director on the board. The businesses of Wexford have been very good to me as a person and to businesses that I have within Wexford, and I feel I need to give back to them as people and to them as businesses. And I just want to acknowledge as well, I've sat on the board with many good people and presidents. Niall Reck, being the immediate past president, put in 12 months of very hard work in the Chamber, and I just wanted to say openly this morning that that man has done tremendous work over the last 12 months and it's greatly appreciated by the board, myself and its members. Carol, can I just take this opportunity also as well, just to give a commitment to yourself and the listeners this morning that I am going to give the board of Wexford Chamber, its members and the people of Wexford 100% commitment in the role that I will do over the next 12 months.
So, Graham, what are the plans for your tenure as the president of Wexford Chamber?
Yes, Karl, I suppose one of the things firstly that I need to concentrate on is the formation that's possibly going to happen of the new county chamber. That is where Wexford, New Ross, Gorey will come together as one chamber. Unfortunately, Karl and Enniscorthy aren't in that at the minute, and I'm disappointed that they're not in it, but I would hope by the end of the process that they would be involved in it, that we would have one county chamber. That process started last year, and to be fair to Niall from Wexford on our side, he done a lot of work on getting that moving forward. Secondly, Karl, Rosslare Europort, unfortunately, it's a port that has delivered bad news. I feel that has happened, Karl, personally, because there hasn't been investment going into it in the past 20 and 30 years that should have been. And a recent bit of bad news that Irish ferries were pulling out of their French sailings really means for me that I need to start highlighting and lobbying and have this on everyone's agenda card to try and turn this around into a good news story, because Rosslare Europort is one of the greatest assets that the South East has. We have the road network to do this. Karl, we just really need to get this port to a tier 1 to be able to maximise that port for the South East. In my time, Karl, I will be continuously calling on the government to invest in this port that needs to be deepened by 2 to 3 metres, which will future-proof this infrastructural asset. Thirdly, Karl, Wexford Chamber has 250 members. I feel that we need to speak to our members. We need to do our best for our members for what they want, but we need to be meeting the requirements of our members. We will be sending out a survey later this month to see what things and topics that we need to do for our members. I'm delighted to also say, Karl, that since I went in as president, I have had contact from many businesses in the county of Wexford. The good news is that we have a very strong board with a lot of experienced people that are willing to give up time to help other business people in Wexford. Wexford has great people, Karl, that really like to help other business owners in there. Sometimes people don't think or see that, but Wexford is one of the greatest places that I've ever seen for people to help people. Finally, Karl, and I suppose the elephant in the room for a lot of people, but I believe we should face things head on, is Brexit. Wexford have a lot of companies that export car. We actually have over 1 million people travelling through Rosslare a year. This could have a massive impact on the tourist sector. And me being in the food service business, Karl, for 25 years, I totally understand and would be concerned about what damage it could be done if this was to continue to drop off. There's new markets to export. Pierre-Emmanuel Debeau, he's a Belgian ambassador to Ireland. He visited us in the chamber last month. The idea, Karl, behind that was to explore and have ourselves prepared that in case of a hard Brexit, that we had direct links into mainland Europe through the Belgian ports. When we were researching this, Karl, it was interesting to find out that Ireland actually exports more through Belgium than it does through the UK. Many hauliers using Belgium as the gateway to Europe. So, Karl, what we've decided from there is we need to have connections directly into all these ports. So we will be writing to the ambassadors for Ireland for all them countries in Europe, Karl, to make sure that we have some connections, links for our members and certainly the county of Wexford in case of a hard Brexit.
Now, they're all very worthwhile initiatives, Graham, but in terms of the amalgamation of the chambers to create the one county chamber, why did Wexford, New Ross and Gorey chambers feel that there was a need to join forces?
Karl, the famous philosopher Aristotle once said, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And I think, Karl, that's why all the chambers feel we can give more substance to the county of Wexford and all our members combined together if we're speaking and calling from one operation.
And will the members of each chamber have an opportunity to vote on this, Graham?
Yes, Karl, absolutely will. Look, this is still at a negotiation stage, Karl. We would hope to have an EGM, which will be held in Q1 of this year. At that meeting, we would present to our members a very detailed and comprehensive information on how the county chamber would look like, what the vision would be for that, how it would be funded, and what the benefits would be to our members. Our members then, Karl, will have an opportunity to vote on this, and if it's voted and goes through, Karl, I suppose that clears the way for all chambers then to progress to the creation of the new County Chamber of Commerce.
Graham, finally, what's your outlook for the Wexford business community in 2019?
Karl, my outlook for the Wexford business community for 2019 is very positive. Wexford is very well placed. A lot of investment have gone into Wexford over the last number of years. New schools, Garda stations, a huge amount of money invested into our road structure. I feel, Karl, them benefits are really going to come through this year. I look forward to seeing them happening. Wexford County Council also have very ambitious plans for office blocks, industrial manufacturing facilities, and these are going to continue to progress in 2019. So, Karl, my outlook is very positive, and I look forward to seeing Wexford grow and develop in 2019.
Well, if you've just tuned in, that was Graham Scallan, the new president of Wexford Chamber, and we wish him every success in his new role. After the break, we'll be joined by Fionn Barron, who will be discussing how his company's device aims to assist hospitals to keep track of their patients. So stay tuned for that.
Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.
South